Having been so quick throughout practice and qualifying, it all went wrong for Verstappen in Istanbul on Sunday afternoon. And despite the Red Bull appearing to have the pace for victory early in the race, he had to settle for 6th ahead of teammate Alex Albon. So where did his performance go? Well, whilst a poor getaway off the line certainly didn't help, it all went wrong after the Red Bull entered into a battle with Sergio Perez for a podium position. Max lost the car when chasing the racing point, spinning and flat spotting his tyres, forcing an early pit stop. From this point on, he struggled, and pace was seemingly nowhere to be found. After the race, it was revealed that during this stop, a mistake had been made by the usually clinical pit crew, and one side of his front wing had been set at a different angle to the other, by about 7 degrees. Now that might not sound like a huge difference, but for context, teams usually make an equal adjustment of just a single degree upwards or downwards. So 7 degrees must have felt a bit like trying to sprint while carrying a 20 kilo weight in one hand. The difference meant that the car didn't handle as it should have done, and caused much higher tyre degradation than Red Bull and Max were expecting or able to manage. It also meant that Verstappen was unable to show just how much of a step forward the new update package they had brought to Istanbul had made, as the team continues to push hard with developing the RB16. Let's take a look at the upgrades they did bring, but were unable to take advantage of. At the front of the car, the team had a revised front wing and cape, both which have an impact on the formation and control of the Y250 Vortex. Similarly to wingtip vortices, which we also got to see a lot of during the race, the Y250 Vortex is generated due to a pressure difference between the neutral middle section, 250mm from the centre line, hence the name, and the rest of the wing. This vortex is very important for controlling flow approaching the leading edge of the floor, which in turn has a corresponding effect at the rear of the car too. The front wing has already been an area of intense development for Red Bull during the season, but up until now, most of its work had centred on the outer section. Changes have been made to the makeup of the end plate, the foot plate, and the underside of the wing in order to generate outwash, or the wake of air coming from the car's own front tyres that unlocks performance downstream. The update that arrived in Turkey was only raced by Verstappen, but features a new layout to the main plane and flaps at the inboard end. Rather than the main plane being divided into 2 slender segments, with the third flap also mated to it at the rear, it now features just one much deeper segment. This has not only resulted in the team altering the shape of the main plane, it also means that 4 of the flaps are exposed to the airflow rather than 2, significantly altering the makeup of the Y250 Vortex. The changes to the front wing also coincide with a letterbox style inlet being added on the upper surface, where the body of the nose finishes and the cape is fully exposed behind it. This change ties in with the alterations made to the front wing ahead of it, with the airflow being received by the cape needing to be tuned in order to get more performance from both parts. At the rear of the car, the team opted to move the wastegate pipework from its trademark position above the main exhaust outlet and place them in a more conventional position behind the crash structure. This required a small change to the shape of the lower T-wing that has hung from either side of the crash structure too. The pipework has been routed underneath it, and some gold leaf added to the exposed wishbone above it. Interestingly, having resided in that higher position, and having been moved down beside the main exhaust outlet, Red Bull has also altered the central portion of the diffuser too. In changes that appear to have been made at the circuit rather than from factory, the central section of the diffuser has been strengthened, and a surface coating used to help influence the airflow's behaviour. What appear to be rivets in the central section are fixed to a stiffener on the other side that connects all of these surfaces to the main body of the diffuser. This should help to improve flow consistency and prevent the gaps between each of the surfaces closing as load builds. Whilst the changes to the nose area and rear of the car might seem small in isolation, if considered together, they do mark a significant change in Red Bull's development and give us insight into the direction it will take for the rest of the season and into 2021. Unfortunately for Red Bull, any progress made with this package was scuppered during the Turkish Grand Prix, thanks to a rare mistake during a pit stop. What would you like to see us cover in our next video? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe to the channel.